Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Sacred Key. This is Mercedes Warrick, and this is day 33 of 36 days of devotion. Today, I had to allow humility to become present in order for me to truly be in the compassionate presence. I had to, I will say, admit to myself today that I needed to move into my space and allow the guidance to come forward. I have had a very rough, physically challenging about 10 days. And today it was time to go back after a week to another chemo session. And I have not done weekly chemo. This is a new thing. It is a new treatment, and it's not signaling just to, nothing has really changed, and that's really kind of the problem. I'm fine, but there are some things that we need to just have quieted down a little bit. It would be nice to have some things quieted down, but I'm very blessed to have a physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually pretty robust life. And this change in treatment has been daunting a little bit. That's the word I will use. So when I went in, I got up this morning because I always go into spiritual immersion, and I got up this morning, I don't know what time, and I actually moved out of my bed into this other physical space in my house, and I sat quietly because I was as close to feeling like I really just didn't want to do this. And so as the first humbling thing, I'm going to sort of break it down so you can hopefully be with me. The first humbling thing was to be in, to follow my practice, to open the space to be in the spiritual immersion. And so I had to move into the space. I had to allow myself to release the fear in my heart, or to just sit in this space and just sit and not even breathe or begin any confirmation practices, or just sit. Just make the space to be present. No prayer. You know, sometimes that's the strength, right? The strength is just to know that you must present yourself into sacredness. And I sat there. I have to admit, I sat there. I wrapped myself up in a blanket because when I love to be a little warm when I'm doing my work, and I sat there very quietly. And because I have a practice, the breath began, and I can remember feeling the breath. And if you bring this practice into your life, that's what happens. The breath just arrives, you know? And as I sat there and I didn't utter a word, I just allowed the breath to flow into me. And then I began my practice. And I went into my sacred key. For these 36 days, we have visited the constant humility, and I'm so grateful that you have been here with me. Spirit gives me these themes at times, and I just sit. I come into the presence, and I heard, get help. So at 6 o'clock this morning, I have a text group that I had said I wouldn't be bothering them anymore because they've been so wonderful to be present, and this was becoming extended, and I said, here are the words that were given to me, and please just be in agreement with me as we come into one, you know, as the experience of one we all experience. If one experiences, we all experience, and I would be grateful for your presence this morning. And I typed the text and I sent it. And then the inflowing came. I am the light. I am the illumination. And I went into spiritual immersion. And I just tell you this story because this week has been probably the hardest week in 5 years. And it's been humbling because I have really gone through this cancer experience with very little side effects. Very little physical pause. And I will say, the other thing I will mention is I have been in, I have had, I don't want to say control, but my faculties of my physical body have all been in place. And, you know, so I have heard stories, I haven't experienced them. So I'm grateful for this course of study because I have been asked often, Mercedes, how are you riding this wave of peace? And these days that I have been present here with you are probably the closest, thanks to my teacher too. I must give thanks to my teacher who has asked me to share. This is it. And I've been able to define some of the things that have the mindset, the heart set that has carried me through this time. And I haven't shared the flow and the sequencing. It's too much for this environment. But I hope that over these 36 days that you have gotten to know that whatever your source is, that you can shed yourself of the noise and the emotion and the scariness and be present in just such a humbling way. Just, you know, when I say the compassionate presence, it's for me that universal essence of God that I just bring myself to and ask for acceptance into it and know its embrace. I think that the bringing myself out of bed and placing myself into that physical space was one act of humility, and sitting there until I felt something is another act of humility, and then moving myself into I need help and asking my communion to please be with me today. And then God bless me with my spiritual husband who cherished me today. And I got through. And I know, and I could feel the life and the empowerment or the empowerment again. And that's what this practice has given me. When I say there is a place to go, when you think that there is no place to be, to go, to know, and when my ability to access that place, regardless of finances or physicality, physical condition, today I felt the work of the 33 days that we have done, because it was, darling, I am present. Mercedes, darling, I am present. Saying that to myself, and I am here. And then moving into that space and allowing myself to be fully present in my feelings, in my fear, in my reluctance. And they're saying, and I didn't even say it's okay to be in this place. I didn't give myself maybe grace. I was just in the space. I just acknowledged that no sane person would want to do what I was about to have to do in a few hours. And I sat in that. And as the inflow of the breath came, and I was able to acknowledge the presence of my humanity. You know, I think I learned today that that's really what it is, so humbling to just admit this is what I'm feeling in this moment. Over the course of since last April, my guidance, my life has been expanded. I'm grateful for that community, because the seeking of help is a separation. You have to come out of that space to look for it. But to know a communion with people is a very It is the oneness. It is the unification. It is the way. We do not get there when we're trying to say it looks like this or it looks like that. And this morning, even in the prayer that I typed in the group, when I went back and read it, I was like, my body is I think one line in there was the source God is the one inflowing ray of healing. And as I breathe in, I receive it. And as I breathe out, I illuminate it. I And I went on with my day. Today was the first day in 5 years that I felt like a cancer patient. That's saying a lot. And it was really scary. But I'm so grateful because by the end of the day, I could feel the life and the choice and the way. And I could feel the essence of the illuminating light of source. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I want to be in a state of gratitude. I want to be in the frequency of gratitude. I just want to bask in gratitude for what occurred today. So, as I breathe in, if you will know that the I is you and me and we and us. And it. And as I breathe in, darling, I am present. And as I breathe out, darling, I am here. As I breathe in, I am present. And as I breathe out, I am here. As I breathe in, I am present. As I breathe out, I am here. As I breathe in, I am present. As I breathe out, I am here. Resting here for a moment. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, present. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, present. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, present. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, present. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, here. The words that are being placed in my heart is that sometimes when I just consciously step into the unknown, into a choice to be present, that God will meet us. The compassionate presence will envelop us. By taking the step and not assigning any action to it, but sitting patiently, contently. Let the love, presence, support, idea, commitment, resource is the stillness and the humility, the grace and the mercy that we allow ourselves to be present. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you very deeply. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Blessings be unto you. Namaste.